Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Man, warm around these parts today. It's warm around these parts. Come on in, you guys. Come on in. It is an honor to be with you tonight. It is an honor to hang out with you tonight. There's only two people I'm thinking about here tonight. There's two people. Two people I'm thinking about here tonight. Two people. I love it. Come on in, guys. Round up homies. My roundup homies, I love you. Let's see what we got going on here. We have a good night tonight. It is an honor to hang out with you. Two people I'm thinking about right now. That's you and me. Nobody else. You and me. That's it. It's two people. Two people in the world right now. What about you and me? Now, I don't know how many people will be watching this, but I'm thinking about two people. You and me. Just like we're together just like we're in a meeting together one-on-one. So you can treat this just like we're in a consultation right now, you and me. We're going to be going over some things together. It is an honor to hang out with you. We're going to go over this stuff just like I'm just talking candidly to you. And I want to make sure I preface this by telling you, what up, Eric? How you doing, my friend? Good evening. I want to preface this by saying I'm not an attorney or your attorney. I'm not giving you any legal or professional advice, no tax advice. So consult your professional before you do any of this craziness we're going to be talking about right now. Before you do Before you do any of this craziness that we're going to talk about tonight, you better consult your own attorney or tax accountant, your legal professional, whoever you need to do before you implement and deploy this stuff, right? Because some people might think you're crazy, as they think I am. So let's get right to this. It is an honor to hang out with you. My name is Kris Haskins, and my mission and ministry is to raise your financial literacy through real estate investing and entrepreneurship. In doing that, I get to conduct seminars, workshops, mastermind meetings, all type of consultations with people throughout the country, helping them understand real estate investing. I am one of the leading experts in real estate investing in America right now, and it is nothing but just a privilege. I take this to serve you. My commitment to raising your financial literacy, it just grows every day, and I want to make sure that I give you all the stuff that I've learned with doing tons of real estate deals, raising millions of dollars in private money. And I look forward to seeing you in Houston. My mastermind members, we will be down in Houston next week. And make sure you download the what are we doing here? I don't forgot to put why are we here today? Is that it? Land Trust Workshop. That's right. Land Trust. Why are you here? Why are you here? Houston next week. I look forward to seeing all you guys, Catherine, Mary, Twyla, Donna, all you guys in the inner circle. If you're interested in learning more about that, I will put a link in the video description as well. So while we're doing our land trust workshop, okay, I'm going to give you a discount today only as we approach Love Day. If you use the discount code LOVE, it's in the video description below. If you use the discount code LOVE, you will get 25% off of my land trust document packet, so you can follow along as we go over all these moving parts to help you understand how to get your house out of your name or stop buying houses in your name. So I'm going to go over a bunch of stuff today. I just literally took a house out of my name last month. Excuse me, I got P. Diddy screaming in the background. I'm home, kids screaming. That's just how that's how it's going to be, right? So actually 2 months ago, I took a house out of my name, put it in a trust. But why? Let's start off with, why are we here? Why are we doing this stuff when we can just buy houses in our name, right? There's no reason. I'll never forget back when I was coming up through the ranks, my accountant told me, Kris, it's okay, just buy it in your name. And when I look back, I thank God that I got more training and I met the right people, the right experts, the right perspective on buying real estate. So I actually didn't put it in my name. I learned how to not do that. And we don't want to put them in our LLC's name. Yes, you can do registered agent in other states and all that stuff, but I want to make it simple for you. And this land trust strategy here is just the first line. It's the first step, right? There's a whole bunch of other moving parts regarding asset management and all that stuff. So this is just the beginning of it. very beginning of getting your ducks in a row so you don't have to worry about passing title if something happens, some creditor or some predator comes looking for you. So, I consult people around the country. I got a call. Guy does a roof, puts a roof on. Why are we doing this? Guy puts a roof on the property, says he calls me up and says, Chris, put the roof on this people's houses and the roof started to leak. Right? This is real time. This stuff happens to me every day. I get calls or emails. Put a roof on lady's house, roof starts to leak, damages the stuff in the property. Fast forward on the story, the homeowner is upset. Call my friend. He goes, tries to fix it up. They don't want to hear what he has to say. They come after him for the judgment, right? $19,000 judgment they get attaches to his name. Now, what happens when the judgment of some creditor or predator attaches the judgment to our name, right? As soon as that judgment comes down the pipe, it attaches to every piece of real estate you own. Boom, 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 boom. If it's in your name and you got that judgment, somebody pulls you up to go sell a piece of property that you own in your name, that judgment is going to pop up. And that's what I don't want to happen for you. Let me tell you what happened to me. I sold a property years ago. And what happened was the clerk apparently didn't record the taxes being paid. So they tried to come after me for some back real estate taxes. So I get this $2,000 bill in the mail. They're coming after the trust. After you sell the property, the trust is dead, right? No, it doesn't even exist. So good luck coming after an entity that doesn't even exist anymore. I got this. I sold the property. A couple months later, you know how real estate is. Sometimes clerks and courthouses, they get checks. They don't apply them correctly. They're human, just like you and me, just like you and I, right? They didn't apply the payment to the real estate taxes when we sold the property. So they came after my trust. Hey, 123 trust, you still owe $2,000 in real estate taxes. I let it go. Didn't never heard from them again. When I got that bill, I threw it in the trash. Never heard from them again. Right. So at the end of the day, I just do not want you to own any real estate in your name, and that is exactly why we're in an extremely litigious society now. Where everybody wants to sue everybody. Right. So, and I'm not saying that you will be protected from all this stuff, but frivolous lawsuits, no. And just think about every time you get in a car, you're getting into a guided missile. And for me, I'm going to have kids driving soon. God, pray for me. Pray for me. Soon I'm going to have kids driving, and I'm going to have to be cognizant of how they're acting out there on the streets. I got my insurance on 1,000. Make sure that all my real estate is protected and all that. So at the end of the day, we're in a society that you got to make sure you protect your assets, right? So get your pens handy, download your documents below. You can use the coupon code LOVE as we approach love season here. I wish you all a good day next week too. All my ladies out there. Listen, if you don't get a call till evening time, if it's the 14th of February and your phone doesn't ring till about 6 or 7, you might not be you might have some issues there. You might not be the first. Y'all remember back in the day, you trying to juggle Valentine's Day, like, damn, who am I hang out with? This, what I got to do that. I'm so glad I don't have to do social media. How do you do it? How do you guys even deal with Valentine's Day if you're single? Social media, they know where you're gonna be. Like, how do the new people date with that stuff? I'm so I'm glad I don't have to date on this new social media stuff. Valentine's Day gonna get a lot of homies in trouble, yo. So follow along. Good evening. What's up, Vincent? What's going on, my friend Kay, Trevor? How you doing, guys? It is so good to see you. So we're gonna go over some of the moving parts together, and then after we do that, we're going to go over the actual documents. I'm gonna walk you step by step down how this whole thing is set up. JP Home Investments. You get the sub 2 forms. If you want to get those, you get the land trust stuff. Just go to Chris Haskins if you need the subject 2 stuff. Tonight's not subject 2. We're talking about land trust. Can y'all hear this fool screaming? Just let the scream. Okay, it's very simple. I want you to repeat after me. Land trusts are simple. The only reason it appears hard is because I do not understand it. Let's repeat that one more time. Land trusts are simple. The only reason it appears hard is because I do not understand them. Land trusts are nothing but black ink on white paper roundup, okay? That's it. You go in there, you fill it out, you turn it into the title company or the attorney, boom, they put it in trust. It's all over. Very simple. But you got to understand some of the moving parts: trustee, beneficiary, the trust agreement. How does all that stuff come into play? How does it work, right? So people hire me to be their trustee. I got a call today actually for a real estate transaction where I am the trustee. So I go in, sign the paperwork. I'll do a video on that for you. The trustee has no bearing on any of the moving parts and any of the responsibilities of the trust. Okay. That's right, Vince. Real estate speaks in documents. I love it. The spirit of real estate. So, what is all this craziness in the land trust? Welcome. If you're just joining us, we're doing our land trust workshop, helping you to get houses out of your name. I'm just like you. I just got a house out of my name last month. So don't feel bad. But I will tell you that it is infinitely harder to get a house out of your name after you own it, as opposed to just buying it in your name from the start. Let me repeat that. If you just start off putting it in a trust, you start off that way, it's easier. If you buy it in your name, then you have to get it out of your name. Extremely hard. Took me 2008, I don't know, over 10 years to get this rental property out of my name. I finally did it. The only reason I did it because somebody pulled my card, but I should have done it a long time ago. Okay, so how does the land trust work? How does this stuff work? What should we go over first? Yeah, let's go over how it works first. Okay, so there are three parts: the trust agreement, the trustee, and the beneficiary. Those are the three parts we will go over very shortly. I got you covered. I'm going to be here for quite a while tonight, about an hour. Make sure you download your docs so we can go over them together, okay? Trevor, what's going on? One of our members. Oh, man, thank you so much. Lexi, hey, Kenneth, what's going on, guys? Michelle, where's the list for my consulting schedule? Michelle, just go to, oh, you got to email me. It's in Instagram. If you go to IG, it's in my bio. You can find it on my bio. Okay. And if you want to continue to support the channel, there's a join button right there. I will answer all members' questions first, right? Members' questions will be answered first. Why is that? Because I know some people are busy professionals, full-time entrepreneurs. You want to get their information and move on with your life, right? So we'll do that for you. It's going to cost you nothing but a large Starbucks coffee a month. So get your questions in the chat also, but members' questions will be answered first. Trevor, anything you got, we'll answer those first. Only member I see here today. So land trust. Why do we do it? We want to get the house out of our name so some frivolous creditor or predator won't attach any type of judgment against or lien against our property. All right, so you got to get that stuff. How does it work? Very simple, y'all. Oh man, I love it. I could talk this stuff all day. So you're gonna buy a house, right? Or you already own a house, right? So the house goes into the trust. Okay, house goes into trust. That's the trust agreement. Trustee signs for everything on behalf of the trust. This is real simple. Trustee signs. The beneficiary is the one that benefits from everything that happens inside the trust, aka along with the house. Let me repeat that. Let's go over that one more time. You buy the house or you own the house, okay? You own the house, or let's say you buy it, you put it into the trust. There's your trust agreement, part number one. Part number two, your trustee signs all the docs on behalf of the trust, right? And the beneficiary is the one that benefits all the money that goes on with the trust. Refinance, rents, down payments, buy, fix up, and sell, all that stuff. The beneficiary benefits from the actions of the trust, okay? House goes in trust, trustee signs on behalf of trust, beneficiary benefits from the actions of the trust. Man, we got that over with. Okay, we can go home tonight. Right? Y'all got that. So it took me 3 years. I started studying about land trust in 2007. I mean, I feel like it was yesterday. Ron LeGrand kept telling me, Chris, you're going to listen to all this stuff, and you know what? You ain't going to do it. You ain't going to do it. And now you're probably going to feel the same way. Don't beat yourself up, guys. It takes time. I learned this stuff. I remember taking this stuff to my mentor, right? If you're out there, Mr. T, I ain't gonna say your name, Mr. T. Shout out to Mr. T. If you're out there, I took the stuff to him and he was like, nah, I ain't gonna do that. Year went by, year 1, year 2. He saw me doing it. And matter of fact, I got a call today from another contractor. He goes, Kris, I need you to show me how to use these trusts. I got to get these houses out of my name. Right. So you are not alone. I am you. Learning this stuff from the jump, having to deploy it when nobody around you is using it. Like, am I really supposed to do this? And this stuff stands up to the IRS. I have been audited, right? I'm taking the bullets for you. I'm the one getting the spears in my back for you. I am prostituting my body to come in front of this computer and the camera for you, right? Let me do that for you so I'll make it easier for you. I went to the IRS. They want to know, well, Kris, your property is owned by a trust. And we buy it subject to, so none of the interest was under my social security number. She wants to know, how are you depreciating this property and writing out all this interest if you don't own the house, right? I don't own it. I just control the trust. Okay. She wanted to know, how are you doing that? Let's scoot this thing over. So, is it that way or that way? Which way? Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. Is that better? So I can stand here and you still see me. She wanted my auditor wanted to know, the trust owns the house. How are you writing everything off? Well, Miss Auditor, I had to go in and show them. I had to take my trust agreement to the IRS and show them, hey, listen, I'm the beneficiary. And it's on my it's on my tax returns. Anything could have been on there. But I showed them I was the beneficiary, so they allowed me to write off the interest and depreciate the property, right? So this stuff works, guys. Man, it's an honor. I got 100 people on here. It's an honor to work with you tonight, guys. Okay, so you understand the moving parts, right? So let's get to the definition of this stuff. Trust agreement. I got you covered. You better hurry up too. Make sure you use the coupon code LOVE. Download my land trust document packet for 25% off in the video description. I'm going to be going over those documents here shortly, okay? So let's talk about, what is the trust? What is the trust? Make sure you get your Barron's book if you don't got it. If you ain't got it. The trust is an arrangement whereby property is transferred to a trusted third party. That's your boy right here, the trustee. The trustee holds the property for the benefit of another. The other is beneficiary. It's going to be us. This is coming right out of the Barron's book. Okay, so I'm not making this stuff up. It's right in here. The next moving part, remember we said, was the trustee. So you got that house, goes in trust agreement. Boom. Trustee signs on behalf of the trust. The trustee is the one who holds property in trust for another to secure performance of an obligation. He or she or it is the neutral party in a trust deed transaction, right? They're neutral. They could care less. So when my trustee comes in and signs on all the real estate we do, he doesn't ask anything. He says, Kris or she. I don't know who you don't know who they are. What a him, her. Yeah. They call me, they say, Kris, is the HUD right? Everything good? I say yay or nay. Boom. He signs all the docs. He's gone. So your trustee is kind of like your employee, right? This person you hire because they get paid, right? And then the last part down here is your beneficiary. Your beneficiary is the person who receives or is to receive the benefits resulting from an ownership position or contract. All right, so that's all in your Barron's book there. Make sure I put this down here too. The trustee is kind of like trustee. Let's just call him employee. The trustee is kind of like your employee, okay? Y'all see that? Yeah, there you go. Your trustee works for you. He gets a check, right? When you go to closing, he shows up. He's on the HUD. Boom, he gets a check for buying and selling the property or whatever you guys agree to. So in the land trust that you're going to get from me today, he gets a flat fee right at closing, right? So the trust agreement is created when you put the house under contract to go to buy. That's when you don't need it months before. Let's say you're getting ready to buy 123 Easy Street, right? Then you create the trust, 123 trust, whatever you want to call it. We're gonna get to how we name these things too, right? And then the buyer on the said contract is the trust, right? I know a lot of people are like, Chris, who do I put for the buyer on the contract? If I'm the buyer, I'm like, who's the buyer? You're not the buyer. Remember, the house is not going in your name, it's going in the trust name, right? So let's say you're buying 123 Main Street. We're gonna just call this the 123 trust. 123 trust. They're too small. 123 trust. So 123 Main Street goes into the 123 trust. Trustee signs on behalf of the 123 trust. Beneficiary gets all the money. He's the one collecting rents. And when he sells a property, beneficiary gets all the money, right? So that's how it works. Okay, so you got all the moving parts here. I want to make sure we're clear on this. I want to make sure, because it can seem overwhelming, because you're like, well, what if the trustee goes rogue? I mean, I don't want him to do that. I don't have anybody I trust. A lot of people don't have a trustee they trust. Here's the thing. First thing I say to that, if you don't have anybody in your life that you can use as the trustee, get around some better people, okay? I've got several trustees that I use, and I trust them, no problems, right? Without question. People hire me from all around the country to be their trustees because they trust me. They know I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do. But your trustee does have the power, as we're going to see in the documents, to sell the real estate, rent it out, refinance it, right? So they can't take that money. So you better use somebody you trust, right? So the trust agreement is here, and the trustee is the person you trust or an LLC you control, right? So this trustee can be, I highly suggest that you use somebody with a different last name, because the trustee's name does go on the deed and will go down in the courthouse on title. Now, I believe it's either Nevada or Arizona, one of the two. The beneficiaries, that they actually put the beneficiaries on title too, which is crazy to me. Why would they want to do that? I don't know why. So you have to do your own research to see how this is applied or applicable in your state. But they do work in every state. Just doesn't, I don't know if the beneficiaries, I believe it's Arizona. They put the beneficiaries right on the deed. So the trustee is going to be out there taking the bullets. They're doing all the work. They show up for closings. They sign, if you're selling a piece of real estate, they sign the purchase and sales agreement. They sign the listing agreement. They sign the purchase agreement. Well, we already said purchase and sales. They sign everything on behalf of the trust, right? So we are almost like a ghost. We're in the background. We're holding our trustee out here. He's the one visible to the public. We're in the back. Beneficiary is you or your LLC. So let's talk about, you could have an LLC as your trustee. So if you want to make a dummy LLC, you could sign on behalf of the trustee. So it'll be your name, comma, managing member for trustee here. And you could have a different trustee as your beneficiary. Now, you can muddy this stuff up as much as you want. You could muddy it up and layer it all up, but you still got to keep track of all this stuff. So you got LLC here, LLC here. You got to pay 2 different filing fees. You got to remember which one is which. You don't want to get them all mixed up. So I try to make it a little easy for me. I make sure my trustee is, if he can be, far away, and they have to have a different last name. You want them to have a different last name round up, because when they do a search on Chris Haskins and then you see Johnny Haskins, trustee for the 123 Trust, right? It could be possibly a relationship between the two of us. Could be. You never know, right? That's why when they pull up your name, you want it to be a different last name. So we got Chester Duham is your trustee. No relation to Chris Haskins or my LLC. So generally speaking, we want our trustee to be have a different last name if possible. And further, if you can get them out of state, that's even better, right? Get them out of state is cool. So listen, round up. We're passing 92,000 subscribers. I want to make sure I ask you while we're doing this, if I'm pouring into you tonight, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It is an honor. It is my commitment to help you understand this stuff because I didn't have anybody to break this down for me live and in person. Hit that subscribe button and hit the like as well. So for optimizational purposes, share while we're doing this. Hopefully we will pass 100. I need your help to pass 100,000 subs so we can continue sharing the good word of real estate, right? My kid is going to town tonight. Do y'all hear him screaming? This dude is just, he is having a ball in there tonight. I love him to death. I love him. Do y'all hear? Maybe y'all don't hear him. Oh, Florence. Florence, how do you meet up in Houston? You have to be a member of our inner circle. And what I would do is I will put, let me do that now. Golly. I'll put the link to our inner circle in this video description as well, where you can get in touch with us if you want to do an onboarding call. It's gonna be tight, but if you're interested in joining, you can schedule a phone call with me and Mike. Let me set that in there real quick. You want to hang out with us in Houston, good old H-Town. I'll put that link here for you. Let's do this. Round up. I'm getting ready to go over the docs, so make sure you download your stuff. Use that coupon code LOVE to get 25% off, and we're going to keep it moving. This fool is just... Do y'all hear this fool in the background? I pray y'all can't hear him. All right, so I'm going to put the link to schedule a phone call with us in the video description below. So if you want to do that, you will have to refresh your screen. We probably got a few slots open left for the training. We're going to be teaching private money, how to raise money. Money is what has saved my butt. If I wouldn't have been able to raise money, y'all, I would not have survived the crash of 2008. I just wouldn't have made it. Okay, 110 people. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Let's go over these documents, y'all. Make sure you go in the video description, download my land trust document packet. You're going to get 25% off today only. The discount ends today at midnight. Use the coupon code LOVE. So we'll get right into this thing. So let's go over the first thing is your land trust agreement. So you've bought the house. So let me make sure I frame this all up, right? You've purchased the property. Well, let's rewind. You got the house under contract, right? How do we name these things? I named them the street address trust. So if you're buying 123 Main Street, the name of your trust is 123 Trust. Okay, so we're done with that. Quick recap. Trust agreement is right here. House goes in trust. For all of you who are just joining us, Land Trust Workshop. House goes into trust. 123 Main Street. We're going to call it 123 Trust. The trust agreement is here. Trustee signs all the docs on behalf of the trust, right? And the trustee is a person you trust or an LLC you control. They're kind of like the employee. Number 3, third part is the beneficiary. Those are the ones that benefits from the acts of the land trust, okay? Which will be you or your LLC, okay? I love it. All right, let's get to our first document. The first doc we're going to talk about is your land trust, the actual trust agreement itself. So let's get into that. The trust agreement, you got to have it. I wish nothing but the best for you. Share my screen. How do we share the screen? Okay, share screen. Here we go. I won't be able to see y'all, so let's go down here. There we go. Boom. Okay. Land trust agreement. Go ahead and download it so you can see it. So we have the house under contract. 123 Trust is the buyer. Boom. We're going to closing. What's going to happen when you have the house under contract to go to closing, the title company is going to say, well, Mr. Smith, where is the land trust agreement that is showing that 123 Trust actually exists? Now, there's another doc that you could use. I don't necessarily use them, just where it just shows that the trust is in existence, but we just give them the land trust. No biggie. So this is the document you give to the attorney or title company after you give them the purchase and sales agreement to buy the property. Now, if you already own the house, you give them this so they can create the deed. I'm going to go over both of those tonight. Two scenarios. You already own the house. or you're getting ready to buy the house. Okay. Make sure y'all can see my screen. I'm hoping you can. Let's go. Okay. So you're going to fill this thing out. Very simple. First line, this trust agreement made this blank day, you or your company name as grantor. So this is nothing but a grantor revocable trust. That's what a land trust is. Same thing. So all you people say, land trust can't be used in my state. It's nothing but a grantor revocable trust. It's the same thing, okay? You or your company name goes in the first blank right there. It's grantor, beneficiaries. Remember, right here, you're the beneficiary. Hereinafter collectively referred to as the beneficiary, whether one or more, which designation shall include all successors in interest of any beneficiaries. And, comma, and your trustee. That's part number 2. Person you trust, somebody you trust. As trustee whose address is, we use our trustee mailing address. Hereinafter, trustee shall include all successor trustees. And we're going to get to that because I know all of you are saying, but what happens if the trustee could sell the property, refinance the property, take money out against it, put debt on it? What happens if they go rogue? We're going to get to that. Number 1, declaration of trust. The trust created by the grantors herein shall be known as, remember how we name our trusts. We name them the street address trust, the street number, right? So 123 Main Street is going to be on, you're going to put that house, if this is 123 Main Street, goes into 123 Trust, okay? Simple stuff. Man, this is sweet stuff. I could talk about this all night. Hereinafter referred to as the trust. That's it, number 1. Number 2, the purpose of this trust shall be to hold title to the trust property and to protect and conserve it until its sale or other disposition or liquidation. Okay. So let me just kind of jump back here and talk to you real quickly. A land trust is nothing but a way for us to take title to a piece of real property, period. Let me say that again. A land trust is nothing but a way for us to take title to a piece of real property. Ain't got nothing to do with tax ID. Ain't got nothing to do with your tax returns. No corporate number, no EIN, nothing. None of that stuff. All it is a pass-through entity for you to take title to a piece of real estate. Get that through your head. It took me some years to understand that because nobody drove it home through me like that. Like, Kris, it's nothing but a way to take title. Done. Put the house in a trust and it's over. Okay. Don't overcomplicate the stuff like us humans like to do, right? All right, let's get back to our land trust agreement. Keep going here. Duties, number 5, duties and interests of the beneficiaries. The persons named in the attached Exhibit B are the beneficiaries of this trust, and as such shall be entitled to all earnings. Ooh, man, that makes me feel good. All earnings, right? A, they have the right to direct the trustee to convey, right? The trustee, the beneficiary tells the trustee what to do. They have the right to participate in the management if they want to. They can. So for me, I participate in the rental aspect of all the properties we own in the trust. Right? I don't own any of the real estate. I just own the trust that owns the real estate. Right? So I participate in property management. I deal with the tenants, collecting the rent, make sure property inspections, make sure all the Section 8 stuff is doing well. So we collect rents in our LLC's name, no problem. C, they have the right to receive the proceeds and avails from the rental, sale, mortgage, or other disposition of the property. How the property is disposed of. How are we going to dispose of this? Number 6, the powers and duties of the trustee. Like, some of this stuff is repetitive, but we'll go over it anyway because I don't want you to be held back. The trustee shall not record this agreement or the name of any other beneficiaries in any place of public record, unless ordered by court order. So you can't get around land trusts. They ain't going to protect you once the courts get involved. But what we want to happen is if somebody does come after you or your trustee, they have to have a conversation with their pocketbook, right? Not just type in your name, Charlton Jones, and find you right there on the public record, right? It's so weird. Like, I'll get text messages. Something, I don't know how they know this stuff. Trust, we want to buy your property, trust. The trustee can, here we go. The trustee can mortgage the whole or any part of the trust property, and they can borrow money. So you better what? Use somebody you trust. Okay, that's all I can tell you. The trustee shall have the following powers with consent of the beneficiaries to purchase the real property for the trust. Remember, when we go into the closing, the purchase and sale agreement has the 123 trust as the buyer. Okay. And the trustee can sell at public auction or private sale, to barter or exchange or dispose of, which we already mentioned. And the trustee can rent or lease the whole or any part of the trust property at any time. So they can lease the property just like you can. So you better have a good working relationship with this trustee. You better. Let me see what's going on out here. What is the deal? Is he okay? Yeah, he's fine. Taylor, are you making him do that? Oh. Taylor, yeah. Are you making him do that? I'm sorry. I said, are you? Yeah. How's your trumpet coming, buddy? Oh, I already finished. He said 30 minutes. How about your scales? Yeah, I got my scales. Okay. My kids. Excuse me, y'all gotta. We're supposed to be practicing trumpet, and they're making the kid go crazy. All right, so they can sell, the trustee can sell or lease or any part of the property, so you better have a good relationship with them. Okay, let's go down a little bit. Let's go down to number 7, round up. Let's go to number 7. Boom, there. Okay, number 7, the beneficiaries jointly. Oh, can y'all see this? Sorry about that. I need to zoom in some. How about that? The beneficiaries jointly and severally agree that the trustee shall receive the sum of $100 one-time fee for his or her services as trustee hereunder. So we pay them at closing, okay? Liability of the trustee. All obligations incurred by the trustee hereunder shall be the obligations of the trust only, and not the individual trustee. The trustee shall not be required to enter into any personal obligations or liability dealing with the trust property, not the individual trustee. Right? We make sure that's got that in there. So the trustee is acting on behalf of the trust in the capacity of an employee / trustee for this trust. So if they go out there and get a big $1 million IRS, judgment, it doesn't attach to your land trust. Love that. Number 9, removal of trustee. The beneficiaries shall have the power to remove a trustee from his office or appoint a successor trustee to succeed him or her at any time. So if your trustee goes rogue, which they could, you have a document in your packet here that you can remove the existing trustee and replace him or her with a successor trustee, somebody that's going to come down and act in the best interest of the beneficiaries, right? Resignation and successor. The trustee may resign his or her office within 30 days of written notice to the beneficiaries. Happens. Not every trustee is going to be with you forever. It's just part of doing business. Not every relationship is better. Is going to be forever. All right. That's just business. All right. Let's scroll down to number 14. We're almost done with our trust agreement. This good stuff. Give me a thumbs up, guys. Man, don't forget, give me a thumbs up if this is some good stuff for you. Assignment. The interest of a beneficiary or any part of that interest may be transferred only by written assignment, right? So you can transfer your interest. You can sell your interest in the land trust without changing the name of the trust. That's why trusts are so powerful. 15, the trustee shall have no obligation. So the trustee shall have no individual liability or obligation whatsoever arising from his or her ownership as trustee of the legal title to the trust property. So it's repetitive, but they have no liability for your trust. The trustee is just an employee. Governing law. This agreement and all transactions contemplated hereby shall be governed and construed and enforced in accordance with the laws of the state of, put your state in. Since you're following along, just put your state right there. So this is so simple. So we're in Hampton, or you can put Chesapeake, wherever you're at. Chesapeake, Virginia. Wherever you are. All right, last but not least at the bottom. This is extremely important, y'all. Please pay attention to this. Okay, so you look here. When you sign your name, so we always sign managing member because our beneficiary is an LLC, okay? Now, when the trustee comes in, we started doing this too. So the trustee just signs their first initial and last name, comma. See that little comma right there? Comma, trustee. Okay. Comma, trustee. Make sure they put that, because if they don't put that, then by default, they're signing personally. Right? Land trust, nothing but a way to take title in a piece of real estate. Trustee signs their name, first initial, last name, comma. Write that comma. Make sure they write that comma in trustee. That way they're signing in the capacity of the employee for this trust. Okay. Simple stuff, man. Simple stuff. So Exhibit A, remember at the beginning of this trust declaration here, it referenced an exhibit. So this is where you put the street address, legal description, if you want to, parcel number, we put that. And then Exhibit B are the beneficiaries, right? Who are the beneficiaries? Your name, 100%. Now, I have a deal now where I've got 50-50 ownership in a trust in a property. Matter of fact, a couple of them. So you can have that broken down as much as you want. Sometimes I have the IRA, a member of the trust. I have my kids covered, a member of the trust, another LLC or a business partners LLC. You can do this stuff, man. You can break it down as much as you like. Or you can break land trust down just like a business or a company. You got 100 shares, right? And the good thing about it is you do not need to have a new tax ID. Isn't that sweet? So make sure you've downloaded your land trust documents. They're in the video description below. Use the coupon code LOVE for today only. This discount ends today, 25% off. I love you guys. I love you. I'm so glad you're getting this stuff. We got 115 people on here with us right now. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Get your questions in the chat. Oh man, my aunt's here. Wow, my aunt. Hey, Aunt Country. What up? What's going on? My family's here. You have 3 girls to buy. Oh Lord, you're right. What's the link for my sub to? This is not a subject to thing here tonight. Rosanna, hey, Chris, would you say land trusts are more beneficial in certain states like Cali versus VA? I don't think so, but that is a good question. So when you say beneficial, it all depends on how you're using them. I generally speaking use them, a lot of them, for my trust. One house, that's another question too. Some people think, no, you didn't miss anything, Debbie. Some people think they could put multiple houses inside of a trust. Don't do that. Don't do that. One house, one trust agreement. Move on to the next house. 567 Green Street, 567 trust. Move on to the next deal, right? Don't be putting several houses in one trust. It's going to be a bad day. So I don't necessarily see the difference. Cali, VA, New York. I haven't used them in every state. I've seen them in action. I've personally seen them in states where there's no statute, but they still work. Just because there's no statute does not mean that they still don't work. You can sign it up. I've done it in Maryland, Pennsylvania. They don't have statutes. Hey, Debbie, one of our members. Good to see you. This is the Land Trust Workshop. We are here. Make sure you download your land trust documents in the video description below. Use the coupon code LOVE, and let's keep going. So the thing that makes land trust so powerful, you can sell the beneficial interest, without actually selling the property. So let's get into that. How do we do that? Oh man, I love this. Oh boy. So let's share my screen. Next doc we're going to go over is the assignment of beneficial interest. The assignment of beneficial interest document. Okay. Assignment of, and if you see standard, yeah, we put standard on everything. Standard assignment of beneficial interest. So this is where we sell our interest. Hold on. We sell our interest in the land trust. So what happens? 123 Easy Main Street is still inside of this trust, but now the beneficial interest is transferred from me to another person for a fee. The title stays the same down at the courthouse. I collect my money. Now you're the new owner of the trust. You can transfer the trustee if you want, or you can keep my trustee in place, doesn't matter. But you will have to holler at the IRS. This is a taxable event, even though the title doesn't change. Let me say that again. When you sell the beneficial interest, the title stays the same, right? But the interest in the trust changes. I collect money. The IRS will want to holler at you. That's a taxable event, okay? This addendum made on blank for the real estate sale of 123 Easy Street. Description by between the signor. I'm the assignor. I'm assigning my beneficial interest over to the assignee, whoever that may be. And check this out. You could even assign it over to yourself. You can assign it from yourself to another LLC, refinance it in that LLC. So many things you can do with these trusts, yo. Oh my goodness. Get an assignment fee. Say if I want to assign it to my LLC, I collect the fee. That LLC is going to go get a loan. You can do some equity, pull some equity out. So many ways you can flip these things, y'all. I haven't even touched it tonight. So, but I just want you to I want to open up your mind just to see what's out there, okay? So, assigner and assignee. Assigner agrees to assign his rights and beneficial interest to purchase to assignor for a fee of $5,000, payable as follows. Assignee agrees to pay $5,000, payable on before whatever, right? So that's your assignment of beneficial interest. That's where we actually sell. You can sell the property, y'all. You can sell the property without even changing the name on title. Is that not gangster or what? These fools, I don't know who created this stuff. I'm just glad we know about it. Right? That's all I can be thankful for that. This thing keeps falling down. I can give me some new mic stands. Did I hit the mute button? Sorry about that, y'all. Okay, so we did the land trust agreement. We did the assignment of beneficial interest. Next, Doc, let's go ahead and look at the. What does a deed look like? I'll show you what a deed looks like when we buy a house in a trust. This is all in your land trust document packet, so you can kind of get an idea of what this stuff looks like when you're doing these deals. Because I know some people are like, what does this stuff really look like, though? So here's a deed. I just brought in a deed we did. You can see here. Oh, this is a deal that I did for somebody else. So I was the trustee on this deal for somebody else. This deed made this 9th day of July by and between Grantor, whoever they are, party of the first, and grantee Kris Haskins, trustee of the blank street land trust. Okay. So this is what your deed looks like from time to time. Oops. Sorry about that. Golly. From time to time, people hire me to be their trustee. So I just took a copy of their deed so I wouldn't have to blow up somebody on my deed. So that's what the deed looks like right there. Isn't that cool? So you're seeing the deed, and let's see. What are the docs we got? Assignment of mutual interest. Assignment of pro. Oh, here's another doc I put in. This is a new one. I just got this one a few days ago. Oh man, you're going to love this one. Once again, I'm not an attorney. I'm not giving you any legal, tax, or professional advice. This is for informational purposes only. Okay, so this document I got today, I actually got it a couple days ago. So I just did a deal. Let me tell you what happens sometimes, right? You're out there wheeling and dealing, doing deals. You got a property in a land trust and you go sell it. And the closing company says, well, we're going to cut the closing check to the name of the trust, right? I had this happen to two clients last week, and it just happened to me. So I'm like, I got to give the people something. How can I get around this? Sometimes they want to cut the check to 123 Trust, which is the no-no. And I don't know why. Some people just don't. They want to give you a hard time. They want to follow the rules, whatever the rules are. But obviously, the rules are made to be bend a little bit. I'm not saying we have to bend them, but we do this all the time. So if you show up to closing and they say we want to use the check has to be made out to the land trust, you got this doc right here. Assignment of proceeds. Assignment of proceeds. Can I blow that up some more? There we go. This is where I just got this doc the other day. That's crazy. I, the trustee of the 123 Trust. And what is 123 Trust? hereby designated. The split assignment fee is something we wholesale. Assignment fee due on the successful closing of the property located at 113 Ethel Drive. So that was just a deal we did, and the closing company wanted to put it in the put it in the trust name. So they came up with this document. So they split. You can see the money there: $5,700 to Hampton Roads House Buyers and $5,700 to Equity Trust Company. And I don't want to get into that, but I did this deal right here inside of my IRA. So you can remember I told you that the land trust can be your retirement account, right? We're not. Yeah, I ain't ready to go into that though. Retirement account, Chris. I'm just trying to figure out this trustee thing. Okay, I don't want to do too much to you tonight. A few more seconds, and we'll get to some Q&A. Make sure you've downloaded your land trust docs, y'all. I hear you. TT said he loves his land trust stuff too. Get your questions in the chat. I see we got about 40 questions, and we're going to go over that in a minute. And get your questions. Members' questions will be answered first, okay? Let me see. Last question we got here. I'm sorry, not last question. Let's go over our last document. What am I doing? What else? Sample deed. You saw that. Proceeds there. Blank land trust. Oh, I know what it was. Successor trustee. That's what it was. Successor trustee. You got to have that one. Oh, yeah. This is a good one here. Successor trustee. All the stuff's in your docs, y'all, so you don't have to worry about that. What's he doing, babe? No, he good. I just curious. You sound like you just having a ball. My little 1-year-old, y'all, is having a ball. Thank you for bearing with me through this. I'm here at the home office. I didn't know he was going to be like that tonight. Good Lord. Okay, let's do this. Successor trustee. So what happens when your trustee goes rogue? He says, you know what? I'm going to sell that house. I'm going to give me some money. Well, first of all, you better have somebody you trust, right? But if you feel that they're going rogue, here is the appointment of land trust replacement trustee. The undersigned beneficiaries represent that they are all in 100 that they are all and 100% of the beneficiaries to that certain declaration of land of trust and land trust agreement, right? That's going to be your trust agreement here, where you appointed the beneficiary appointed the trustee. So let's see, they hereby replace current trustee, Mr. Joe, and appoint new trustee whose address is blank, right? To represent all their beneficial interest in said trust and their replacement trustee fiduciary as fiduciary for said interest in. So that is how you remove. You're going to remove your trustee, right? Put a new one in place, and you're done. Game over, right? Just in case you might be thinking your trustee might be doing something shady, right? But hopefully you never have to deal with that. And sometimes the trustee has to retire. They might move they might move to another area. God forbid, they might move on to the afterlife. They might get sick. All that stuff could happen, right? So you're getting this stuff, y'all. You're getting it round up. I'm happy for you. So the last thing I wanted to show you was I had a deal recently that I just happened to take out of my name. Let me see if I can find that doc. One of my rental properties I took out of my name. Oh, it was hell. It's so hard. It's so harder. It is much harder to take a house out of your name than it is to just buy it right there in your name. So much harder. Let's see. See if I can show y'all that real quick. It was a deal I just took out of my name. See if I can find it. Where is that doc at? Get your questions in the chat. Round up, homies. My real estate roundup homies. Get your questions in the chat. There we go. So here's a house roundup. I'll show you. I did a video this past week, right? Rental property that I bought in 2008 in my name, had a mortgage, all that stuff. It doesn't matter if you have a mortgage or not. you can still transfer it out of your name. The mortgage company isn't going to care, and hopefully they won't. And even if they do care, if they say you can't do that, you can always put it back in your name, deed of correction or whatever type of deed. So I finally, I was doing some release option stuff, and somebody have an 800 number. They actually called the 800 number on my rent to own sign. This is one of my subscribers, Chris Birch. If he's out there now, he's a friend of mine. He called 800 number to see the address I was doing a lease option on. Called it, did the research, found out I still own this house in my name. I'm like, you know what, dude? You're absolutely right. I still have a house in my name, right? So I finally went down and took this house out of my name. I'm going to show you what that deed looks like when you do it when you do it after you buy the property, right? Because sometimes you have the house in your name, but you need to get it out of your name and still keep owning it, right? As opposed to buying it at the beginning. So here's what it looks like. You can see your boy, this deed into trust made this 10th day of December 2021. You see, I just did this by Christopher. It was in my name, Christopher A. Haskins, hereinafter grantor and blank, my trustee of the blank trust, right? So this is what your deed will look like. Once you move it out of your name, the trustee and the trust will come up on title. Okay, you see right down here. Isn't that cool? So your trustee is here and your land trust name is down there, right? And this is just how it is in Virginia. Different states may have different things, different statutes on how they title it. But if you want to get it, matter of fact, let me show you one more doc is in the land trust doc package, your warranty deed to trustee. So I gave this to my, I gave this to the attorney. He said he didn't like my warranty deed to trustee, right? I don't know why I didn't ask. So he created his own deed. This is when you own the house in your name, or you already have the house in your name. Let the attorney or title company create the deed for you when you want to deed it out of your name. Don't go practicing law and making your own deeds. Let them do it. You can give them this and give them the land trust, but when they can look at it, they can suggest, well, we like that, or well, we'd rather use this, right? So you could use the warranty deed to trustee. That's still, you're just deeding the house to the trustee, just like I just deeded my house to the trustee, but we used the trust deed as opposed to warranty deed to trustee. So let your title company, they know the laws and the statutes where you're at. So you got all the docs here, give them to them, let them figure it out. Okay. So you got all my stuff here. Make sure you use that coupon code down below to get 25% off. It will be for today only. All my lovers out there, man, I hope you have a good day next week. Let's get to some Q&A. This is my favorite part of the day. My favorite part. Good evening. Round up. What's going down? Let's see. Don't forget what else that day means. Sub 2 forms. Oregon. Good Lord. The Alexanders, can you have a land trust and you be your own trustee? Absolutely. So let me tell you what some lenders will want. They will want you to be here as well as here because they want you to be able to sign for all the docs. I had to do that before with a mortgage company, right? So then you can change after you do all that stuff, you can change it out. But yes, they will probably want you as the trustee. But the only reason I don't like to do that is because you're destroying your anonymity because your name as the trustee goes on title, right? So that's the main thing. The main reason we use land trust is for anonymity, to be able to move around in private, right? Not necessarily that it creates all this asset protection, but it just makes things easy for you to move around. When someone does a search on me, I don't own anything, right? Houston, Florence, the link, if you want to schedule a call, I don't know how many spaces are left, but you can set up a call with us. Chrissy, hey, my IG friend. Can my trustee be my brother or another relative? Absolutely. But I want to caution my round up homies. The trustee, I would like for them or him or her to have a different last name as you. So Glover, if your brother, who is that? Trustee be my brother. If that relative has a different last name, I'm cool with it. But I mean, you can use either one you want, but say if Sean Glover is the trustee, might be a relationship to Chrissy Glover, right? So that's something that's going to be a red flag. And once again, you want whoever is coming after you on these trusts, And let me preface this by saying we're not trying to get out of any liability, child support, divorce, back taxes. We're not trying to get out of anything, guys. We want to be honorable, have integrity when we're buying and selling real estate. We just want to be, we just want to make sure that we're not putting ourselves out there for frivolous stuff. We have honor. So you can, these are superpowers. I tell everybody, these are superpowers. We're showing you ways to get out of a lot of stuff. But that's not to say I want you using it for bad. I want us to all pay our obligations, right? Don't use this stuff to just get out of things, right? Yes, Debbie, you're here. You made it. You make it. This is the land trust workshop. Are you the trustee or the lawyer? The trustee is whoever you pick. You can pick whoever you want it to be. Shelby, when I refinance, can I deed it then into the trust? Absolutely. Yep. After you refinance. DC, can your lawyer be a trustee? Y'all tell me where you're coming from today. I'd love to know. Can your lawyer be the trustee? They can be. Usually they don't like to be, but they can be. George Alexander, is it true some states require a person as a beneficiary and not a person as the beneficiary? That I don't know. Oh, a person. Maybe. I'm not sure about that one. That is a good question. Maybe. Because don't you have it? Yeah, Jeff, come on over to YouTube, my brother. Oh, y'all hear him? I'm sorry. He's screaming. You know what? That's why I love you guys. Y'all know your boy. I got family, baby, wife, dog. You put up with this stuff. I'm doing my best to bring you this information and the current conditions that we have, right? What do I have advice for veterans? Oh, everybody, get the house out of your name. Oh, Mr. Transaction Engineer. Brother Chris got that real estate sauce. Never own a house in your name. That's absolutely right. Good to see you, Eddie. STRB. Make the owner beneficiary of the trust a Wyoming LLC. Now that's, once again, once you start going here, you can make this thing. That's when your asset protection comes in. Wow, Wyoming. That'd be a beast move right there. Vincent, my trustee is a friend, and I want all mail to go to my P.O. box. Yeah, that's cool. You can do that. I don't, but you can't do that. I want the trust mail going to my trustee's address because I don't even want my address on public record, right? So when we show up, let me tell you, when the trustee shows up for anything, they have no idea what's going on. They are an employee. Just like if you just imagine somebody working at a job, they don't know all the moving parts of the business in the back. They show up and they do their job that they're getting hired and paid to do, right? So when I show up as trustee, I'm like, where do I sign? All right, peace. I'm gone. So when the trustee shows up, he's just there to put ink on paper. He's not there to make any decisions. I've had times where the mobile notary, because I do a lot of trustee signing for people around the country. The mobile notary will meet me here. I'll sign it, open the door, sign it, boom, I'm gone. Peace. It's not my deal to know what your business is. The trustee just signs the docs on behalf of the trust, aka and the beneficiary. Thank you for the thumbs up. Smash that like button down there. Vincent, for the beneficiary, it's your actual name or the name of the LLC? Well, we use LLC. What if the trustee passes away? Yes. Well, you have to have the successor trustee. There you go. Have to do that. Number one, Michelle, how does this work when buying property using a trust with your self-directed Roth IRA? Let me tackle that one first, Michelle. The self-directed Roth IRA is going to be the beneficiary, okay? And then you have a different trustee. I just did one of these last week. Matter of fact, I'll do a video on that one. So your beneficiary is the IRA, and when on the next to last page of the land trust, you just got your self-directed Roth IRA for the benefit of custodian, whatever it is. So that's how you make the IRA the beneficiary. Could the trustee be a Wyoming holding company that you own, or is it better to get a completely separate person? Yes, the trustee could be. Remember here, the trustee is a person you trust or an LLC you control. Yes, the trustee can be an LLC. But remember, you got all these layers. You're going to have to peel them back if you go sell. Buck Lawrence, I already bought your dogs. Have they changed in the last 2 years? No. Nope, that's it. Same stuff. Patricia, hey Patricia, can the trustee be the LLC? Absolutely, you're right. STRB. When I bought the land trust docs, had some sections that had to be reworded. Yeah, make the stuff fit you. I leave some blanks in it just for you guys. Donovan, greetings, my friend. Greetings. Post the link to your membership group. Okay, yeah, that link. You might have to refresh your screen, as we've got 130 people on here now. Refresh your screen so you can, if you want to sign up for a call. Let me make sure we got some openings for that. What state am I in? STRB. I'm in Virginia. I don't have any problem telling people where I'm at. Michelle, if the beneficiary and trustee are LLCs, how do you sign on the trust agreement? Trustee, remember we said that earlier. Trustee, let me close this out. If your trustee is an LLC you control, remember, LLC you control. Let's say you got, man, how do I make this? Trustee, you're going to sign your name, Kris Haskins, comma, managing member, because you're the trust, you are the trustee. Okay, let me rewind. LLC for trustee, right? LLC for trustee. So you got, let's call it ABC Corp, whatever. ABC Corp. ABC Corp. That is going to be the trustee, comma, managing member, comma, managing member. You can put first initial, last name maybe, but you're always going to put comma, managing member. That's going to be the trustee. This is why I don't necessarily recommend you muddying all this stuff up. And then when you sign for your the state, is that the state you are physically in, or the state the house is in? The state the house is in, y'all. Excuse me. Managing member trustee, you could comma managing member, comma trustee. You try that, but you could have your attorney let them tell you how they want you to sign it. But you're always managing member for your company. You don't want to just be the person on the company. Oh yeah, hope he sees it. What am I see? The state. That's the state the house is in. Yep. Once again, I'm not an attorney, not giving you any legal or professional tax advice. This is informational purposes only. Make sure you consult your own professionals when you're putting this stuff together. V, oh boy, y'all getting me beat. You're getting me with these names. Every time I use hard money lender, they ask me to buy the property in my LLC's name. That's right. Any way around this? Absolutely. Don't forget. Let's say you set up your trust agreement, right? Your beneficiary is going to be your LLC. How do we say your name? V Basirot. I don't know. So I've done this several times with hard money lenders. The trust agreement, they might be a little squeamish with that, but they understand the beneficiary is your LLC, right? Same thing, exact same thing. So tell them that, as opposed to, so when you're borrowing hard money, you're definitely not going to be able to use the beneficiary as you, right? You're going to have to make the beneficiary your LLC, because they won't loan money to a human being. They just don't. Only six. Oh, that's right. Only 6 states have land trust statutes. Thank you for putting that in there, STRB. That doesn't mean that you can't use them in all the other states, though. Abdullah, hey, do you recommend investing in real estate in 2022? Yeah, I do. People are speculating that there will be a bust. Nah, we are heavily invested. Not saying that I'm right or wrong. Here's the thing: either way is risky. Who asked it? Abdullah. Everything's risky. Am I muting this thing again? Not investing is risky. Investing is risky. You pick your risky. I just didn't want to be the person 60 years old with nothing to show for it. I didn't want that to be me. Let me see something here. There we go. Oh. 1, 2. Okay, much better. Either way is risky, my friend. Either way. Okay, right there. This microphone is real funky. Setting up a land trust in any other state is a little bit tricky. Can be done. You're getting it. You're getting it. Yeah, STRB. He or she got some deep stuff. Can you wholesale be done in New York City? Absolutely. Wholesaling can be done in any state. What happens in Alabama? Do you recommend investing? Oh, we did that one already. Patricia, is the assignment form in the package? Yes, the assignment of beneficial interest. That's where you sell you're selling your beneficial interest in the land trust to another party, right? Or it could be yourself, right? You can sell it to yourself. James, the God. I'm buying my first house at 4.5 interest rate. Is that too high? No. When I got into the business, James, I was at 7.25. So people kill me. They're mad at 4%. I'm not saying that you're mad, right? I'm thinking you're getting a good deal. But James, I got in the game. I had one interest rate that was 9, right? 9%. I'm like, and we're complaining at 3. So be thankful. And my mentors got in when it was 12. So the interest rates now, guys, just be thankful that we're as low as we are. Okay. Got 120 people on here tonight. Yeah, it's cool. I would make some STRB also. Make the owner of the trust. How can you buy a house at auction using a land trust? Michelle, that's a good question. So what we do at auction, make sure you download your land trust doc packet, use coupon code LOVE for 25% off today only. What we do at auction, Michelle, say, because you do have to take a cashier's check. The cashier's check is out of your name. You can get the contract in your name as you're going to closing. You can assign that benefit. I mean, you can assign it over to the land trust. Let me repeat that. Let's say you buy a house at auction in your personal name. You can assign it to the land trust before closing. You can assign it. In essence, you're assigning it to yourself from you to the trust, from your human personal social security number to the land trust, which will have your tax ID or whatever you want to do it. Okay. So that's a good question there, Michelle. You got some good ones coming. Order protections. It's hard to purchase. It's hard. It gets very hard to finance a purchase when it's in a trust. It depends. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it is true. Yeah, it is true. That's TRB got some good stuff here, man. You getting that Buck Lawrence? What's good, my friend? What you got? Oh, you're talking to James. Let's see. What is the Tom? What's the property insurance needed to be titled with a land trust? I would talk to your insurance professional. Let them tell you how they want it. Let them tell you how they want it titled for you, right? Let them tell you how you want that. So you don't make a mistake on that. You make it easy. Why would the lawyer act like it's difficult to do? Because they want to charge you, Patricia. They want to charge you to do all this stuff. It's just the same doc. All they're doing is spitting it out. Name, trustee, beneficiary, address, sign. That's what lawyers do. Okay. Abdullah, do I recommend investing in? Oh, yeah, I do. Absolutely. I don't think there's a bust coming. I think we got at least another good year. Wholesaling can be done absolutely in New York. They can. She's making STRB's making some good statements. Abdullah, we put that in there. Can wholesaling? Yes, we did that. Renzo, what is the difference between a land trustee and personal property trust? Yeah, one owns cars, bank accounts, stuff like that, boats, and land trust owns real property. Okay. Lexi Lou, good to see you. Is there a trust company that you can hire like a registered agent? I'm sure they are. I'm sure there are companies you can hire. I haven't found them though. Trevor, one of our members, thank you for supporting the channel, my friend. What name should I have on the LLC that the bank wants you to sign? I don't know that one, brother. You got to do whatever the bank wants to do. You can wholesale in New York, yes. Dono, what's up, Chris? Thanks for the knowledge. You are welcome, my friend. It is an honor. It is my honor to work for you, my friend. It's my honor. The movie, am I familiar? Yes, we have S Corp. I'm in an S Corp. Baserat. I'm saying that wrong. Do I have to set up a separate trust for each house? Yes, well in advance. Absolutely. If I have the spontaneous house purchase, do I buy my name, then set up the trust with the house's address after? No. Remember, one house, one trust. Trustee is the trustee for that trust, okay? Boom, close it out, move on. Next house, boom, in trust, go to the next deal. All right, please, who is that? Baccarat, don't do multiple houses in one trust, okay? Don't do that. Don't do that. Ed, when doing the land trust, do you make the trustee your LLC or C Corp? Yeah, you can make a trustee. Either one, I mean, it's up to you how you want to do that. I personally just think that it just makes it a little more difficult. You can do that stuff, but we just kind of try to keep it as simple as I can. So look, you guys got it, man. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. Look, we're getting, who is this? I don't know. I don't know anything about that. Vincent, what are my thoughts on Wyoming statutory trust? I don't know. I'm hiring an attorney on that. Roundup, I'm so happy for you. You made it through today's training land trust workshop. Now you're going to get out there and buy your next house in a land trust, right? Or transfer a rental property that you own. Matter of fact, the house I live in is in a trust, right? You could do the house you live in. Even if you have a mortgage on it, just keep paying the mortgage, right? Just keep paying the mortgage. Who is this? Donovan, how do I use a land trust when financing? Well, a lot of times the mortgage company is going to want you to have the property in your name, but some mortgage companies will just let you sign personally. As long as you sign personally, they don't care whose name's on title, right? So you have a trust, but they may make you sign personally to guaranteeing the debt. So you ask them when you're dealing with that. You're welcome, George. Thank you so much. Listen, I'm going to try to get my guy on later tonight. Tomorrow, my friend Travis is doing this government contracting workshop. He's going to show you how he gets these huge government contracts. Let me see if he's on now. I'm going to log off, come on tonight. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you know when he's coming on. But you got land trust. You're going to get out there and get the stuff done, right? No, you ain't going to do it. You're going to be hopefully you won't be like me. You learned it. Took you 3 years to deploy this stuff, right? Took you 3 years to go figure it out. All right, Roundup, get your land trust docs downloaded now tonight. After tonight, the discount is gone. But still, everything's affordable, though. It's not like I'm charging your arm and a leg. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Like the content, share with anybody else that needs to understand how to get their house out of the name or buy their next house in a land trust, right? I mentioned that would include documents. Who is that? Roundup? Last thing is include documents where you don't have to give actual cash for deposit. Yes, it's called a note. That's not included in land trust. That is on a purchase and sales agreement. So, will there be a replay? No, this video will be still up. There's no replay. It'll stay up for you though. If you hold tight, I'm going to see if Travis is around, right? I'll be back on in a few minutes so we can give you the information on that government contracting workshop he's doing tomorrow. All right, Roundup. I'll see you soon. Peace. Thank you.